प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from Texas College Station, welcoming all of you to Bhakti Sangha conference call. I thank all of you for attending this session. Please forgive me for interrupting your ecstatic chanting. I would like to read the 10 offenses to the holy name which are to be avoided, written by Srila Vyasadeva in Padma Purana. 1. To blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their life for propagating the holy name of the Lord. Second, to consider the name of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal or to be independent of the name of Lord Vishnu. Third, to disobey the order of the spiritual master. Fourth, to blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in pursuance to the Vedic version. 5. To consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. 6. To give some interpretation to the holy name of the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. 8. To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in Vedas as fruitive activity Karma Kanda. 9. To instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. 10. To not to have a complete faith in chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachment even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the desired success of Krishna Prema. Once again, I thank everyone for joining today's Bhakti Sangha conference call. Before we move on to the next part of the session, which is Srimad Bhagavatam class, may I know who all joined this morning?
हरे कृष्णा विनीता गंधर्विका माता जी दंडवत प्रणाम शिला प्रभुपाद की जय गुरु महाराज की जय प्रीतिदासी फ्रॉम शार्लोट हरे कृष्णा
Hare Krishna Preeti Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every day, giving your association. Welcome to the call.
हरे कृष्णा
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devidasi from Cincinnati.
Hare Krishna Yeshumati Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining every day, giving your association. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. My humble obeisances to you and all assembled devotees, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. This is Param Pavani Shamar Devidasi from Baltimore, Maryland. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Param Bhavani Shama Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your association. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, all glories Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharajis. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi from Raleigh.
Hare Krishna Krishna Kumari Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your association every single day. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisance to you and respectful assembled devotees. M. Chanalakshmi from Malaysia. Thank you very much and Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Charan Lakshmi Mataji, please accept my humble obeisance. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining. After a long time, again, I'm hearing your name. I don't know if I'm missing your name, but I missed you, Mataji. Welcome back.
Yes,
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, because the time here is crashing and I was on other calls, Mataji. That's why I'm unable to join in.
Oh, please do join us every day, Mataji. We miss you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. My humble obeisances to all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. This is Sundarangi Radha Devidasi from Canada.
Hare Krishna Sundarangi Radha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your association every day, and all glories to your sweet services. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Shama Gauri Devidasi from Charlotte.
Hare Krishna Shamagauri Mataji, please accept my humble obeisance. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your association. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Mataji, today's Radhe Radhe scarf is very beautiful, Mataji. You're getting new varieties, Mataji. Did you bought some new things again from India?
This is old one, Mataji.
Yeah, but I did not see many times, I guess, Mataji. That's why I was thinking it's a new one.
Mataji.
Nice, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Kandarika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. All glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to Assemble devotee. This is Mohini Lakshmi from Detroit.
Hare Krishna Mohini Lakshmi Mataji, please accept my humble obeisance. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every single day, giving your sweet association. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Kandarika Mataji. Dandavat pranam to you and all Vaishnava. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev Ki Jai. Vrinda.
Hare Krishna Vrinda Gopika Mataji, welcome back. Thank you so much for sharing all the beautiful pictures of darshans from Vrindavan Dham. Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisance. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for joining us, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, Dandavat pranams. Please accept my humble obeisances to you and all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. This is Nandapriya Narmada Devi Dasi from Charlotte, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Nandapriya Narmada Mataji, please accept my humble obeisance. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining every single day, giving your sweet association. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Valli from Naperville, Chicago. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Valli Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every day, giving your association. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my Dandavat pranams. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all glories to the Vaishnavas of the call. Vasundhara Devi Dasi from India. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Vasundhara Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every single day, giving your association. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna everyone, welcome to Bhakti Sangha conference call. Today we are very fortunate to have His Grace Akincana Krishna Prabhuji to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 13th chapter, 37th verse. Before I hand over the call to Prabhuji, I request Sundarangi Radha Mataji to give a brief introduction of today's speaker. Over to
Hare
you,
Krishna.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today we are so fortunate to have His Grace Akincana Krishna Prabhuji as our speaker today. Prabhuji hails from Mumbai, India, and he is dedicated to full-time monastic services or brahmacharya in ISKCON from the year 1999. He worked in the industry for 2 years in Blue Star Limited and PC Software Private Limited. After completing his graduation in electronics and telecommunication engineering and post-graduation in business management. Later, after joining ISKCON, he served as value educator in schools, Gita for college youth, and he also gives seminars for corporate young professionals on stress and time management, Gita principles for a satisfying life, and motivational seminars for the youth in ISKCON Chowpatti's Prerana Youth Festival. He is a regular Srimad Bhagavatam speaker in ISKCON Chowpatti. He has been giving spiritual discourses for devotees communities in Panvel, Kharghar, and Seawoods, South Mumbai. He also organizes 2 months spiritual trips and talks for the British sabbatical youth from the Bhakti Vedanta Manor every year. Hare Krishna Mataji, this was a brief introduction about Prabhuji. Now I will hand over the call to you, Mataji. Thank you. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Sundarangi Radha Mataji, thank you for that brief introduction. I think Prabhuji did not join the call yet. So I see
Hare
them.
Krishna.
Oh, Prabhuji, you are there. Okay. Hare
Yeah,
Krishna.
I'm here. All right, shall we start?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji. Please accept our humble obeisance. All glories to Srila
Hare
Prabhupada. Thank
Krishna.
you so much,
Hari
Prabhuji,
Bol.
for joining and giving your valuable time and association. Over to you, Prabhuji. Very
Thank
nice to
you.
see you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Nice to see you too, and all of you. If you could, by the time, keep the verse ready so that you can
Sure,
display it for
Prabhuji.
everyone
Yes,
else.
yes,
Thank
Prabhuji.
you.
Hare Krishna.
So we'll start with Kirtan, okay? Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana 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 Yamuna Tira Vanachari Tira Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana 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 Yashodanandana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. जय जय प्रभुपाद, 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 जय प्रभुपाद, प्रभुपाद, जय प्रभुपाद। हरिनाम संकीर्तन की। Hare Krishna. Person on Kartal was Prabhat Shukla. Pranams. Hare Krishna. So we are reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, text number 37, chapter number 13. Anihaf puritushtatma yadrichopanatadaham nochechaye bhavani mahahir iva sattvavan. Anihaf paritushtatma yadrichopanatadaham nochechaye bhavani mahahir iva sattvavan. Anihaf purutushtatma yadrichopanatadaham nochechaye bhavani mahahir iva sattvavan. Aniha, with no desire to possess more. Paritushta, very satisfied. Atma, self. Yadricha, in its own way, without endeavor. Upanatad, by things brought in my possession. Aham, I. No, not. Ched, if so. Shaye, I lie down. Bahu, many. Ahani, days. Maha, ahi, a python. Iva, like. Sattvavan, enduring. I do not endeavor to get anything, but I am satisfied with whatever is achieved in its own way. If I do not get anything, I am patient and unagitated like a python. and lie down in this way for many days. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. One should learn detachment from the bumblebees, for they collect drops of honey here and there and keep it in their honeycomb. But then someone comes and by force takes all the honey away, leaving the bumblebees with nothing. Therefore, one should learn from the bumblebee not to keep more money than one needs. Similarly, one should learn from the python to stay in one place for many, many days without food and then eat only if something comes in its own way. Thus, the learned Brahmin gave instructions gained from two creatures, namely the bumblebee and the python. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yuta Pada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyaiva cha Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So we are reading from a section where there are instructions for sannyasis. There was instructions for brahmacharis, grahasthas, vanaprasthas. Now this chapter deals with the behavior of a sannyasi. So Prahlad Maharaj, the devotee for whom the Lord personally appeared as Narsingadev, he one day decided to get the association of saintly men and get their instructions, advice. And so therefore he assembled his intimate, trustworthy ministers, advisors, sat on the chariot and left for the forest. And he comes across one Avadut Brahmin. So we can understand here that even though Prahlad Maharaj is such an exalted devotee for whom Lord Narsingadev personally appeared, also feels the need to get the association of saintly men. He was not thinking that I am already liberated. Why do I need to go into the forest? Why do I need the association of saintly men? Let them come here and take my association, I'll give them blessings. So here we can see that even though liberated, and even though having had the personal association of the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, he feels that need for friendship and instructions. That is the quality of a Vaishnava. Because what will a devotee do even in a liberated state? He has to speak about Krishna. He has to hear about Krishna. And it's more fun when you do it in the association of devotees. Now, Prahlad Maharaj, even though he was a young boy when the Lord appeared, but he has taken up the position of a king now, and he is sitting as the emperor of the universe. But amongst all that management, and he didn't take sannyas, he was a grahastha. And amongst all that managerial and all that stress of doing material things, he feels a need to hear spiritual instructions. As Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Machchitta madgata prana bodhayanta parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Machchitta madgata prana. Machchitta means being Krishna conscious. Machchitta. Mat means me. Chitta means being conscious. So being Krishna conscious. Madgata prana, having surrendered their lives to me. Bodhayantah parasparam, and devotees sit with other devotees and educate and enlighten each other on my subject matter. They discuss about me. Kathayantascha mam nityam, they're doing katha. Nityam, eternally. That is the eternal duty of a devotee. It's not that, okay, we had a class or we read Bhagavatam or whatever, and that's the end of it. No, it goes on eternally. That's the eternal function of the soul, to glorify Krishna, to hear about him. So, Kathayantascha mam, they are hearing my katha, nityam, and tushyanti cha ramanti cha, and they are excited and they feel happy about it. They love it. They love discussing about Krishna. Kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha. They are very satisfied. तुष्ट, हिंदी में भी बोलते हैं ना, तुष्ट, तुष्ट हो जाना, तृप्त हो जाना, आप्त, तृप्त. तुष्यन्ति च ramanti cha, and they are getting happiness, bliss. So that's what Prahlad Maharaj, we can learn, that he is going to get instructions. And for what purpose? Not for himself, and for people in general. Because now you see that discussion which took place between this Avadhut Brahmin and Prahlad Maharaj is recorded in Srimad Bhagavatam for all of eternity, for all of humanity to read and take inspiration. And naturally, you see, that's psychology, that when a person living amongst material opulences, when he speaks, it doesn't have that much effect. But when a person was given up everything, when he speaks, it has effect. And therefore, Prahlad Maharaj is going and inquiring from this Avadhut Brahmin about detachment and living simply and duties of a sannyasi. It is always the duty of a grihastha to inquire and serve sannyasis and renounced people. I remember once I was in one zone. I will not tell the name, which place I was in. And we had arranged a Gita course, 6-session course. But the interests of our group collided with the interests of the temple there, ISKCON temple, who were also preaching in that area. So they said, well, you'll have to, if you want to do the Gita course, we will have to come and, give some talks also. And I said, welcome, you're welcome to do that. So they said, we'll come on the first day and on the last day. I said, all right. So they didn't come on the first day, they came on the last day. And on the last day, one Grahastha devotee came and he gave a talk after my 2 hours of talk on the Gita. So amongst the people who were sitting were new people, around 70, 75 odd people sitting, newcomers. And amongst those were our organizers and devotees also. So maybe around 15, 20 of them were also sitting in the audience. So this person, the devotee who was giving a class, was a 55, 57-year-old man. And he began speaking. And the topic that he chose, oddly, was Vairagya. It was an introductory course which I had organized, meant for the new people. And he came and out of all the topics that he would speak on, he chose Vairagya. So anyway, his talk was quite extended. It went on for about an hour or so, when actually he was supposed to speak for about 5 to 10 minutes. It was an introduction to the temple and things like that. Invitation to the people to come to the temple and participate in temple activities and volunteer for services, etc. But it ended up in a 1-hour talk on renunciation, Vairagya. So anyway, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the class. But then when I was sitting amongst the other devotees, I overheard one devotee say, why did he speak on Vairagya? I mean, he should have spoken on something else. And then another devotee said, yeah, why? He said, I mean, he's a 56-year-old man and he's having a 25-year-old American wife. I mean, it doesn't somehow gel. It should. So they were talking like that. I overheard it, and that's quite natural. And even it happened in Srimad Bhagavatam. When Mahadev, Lord Shiva, is sitting and speaking Bhagavatam, and Chitraketu Maharaj is flying in his airplane, and he's looking down and he's looking at Mahadev giving a Bhagavat class. And he's having Parvati sitting on his lap, and Chitraketu Maharaj thinking that only Lord Mahadev can do this, to keep his wife on his lap and be so detached. Because Mahadev is above Maya, definitely. He's above Maya, below Yoga Maya. Above Mahamaya, below Yoga Maya. So definitely he's not agitated by keeping his wife on his lap. And he's giving katha to a group of sages. So Chitraketu Maharaj thought in his mind that only Mahadev can do it. And he laughed. He's laughed, oh, this is the power of Mahadev. But Parvati, seeing that Chitraketu Maharaj is laughing, she misunderstood and thought that, oh, he's making fun of my husband, and she curses him to become a demon. You know that story, yes? So anyway, the principle is always true, that when you give up, and that's why sannyas and all these things are necessary even in society, because in general, people want to see practical examples of people living with very meager belongings. You see, and that's what inspires people. People want to see renunciation in action. Detached. We can speak about renunciation, but when you are sitting amongst opulence and then you speak, it doesn't have that impact. My Guru Maharaj used to say, like empty bullets, like blank shots, duds. Sometimes, you have these false bullets. It makes noise, but it doesn't give any effect. There are no bullets inside. Blank shots, they call it. So making noise, but there's no effect. Similarly, our preaching won't take effect till we actually demonstrate renunciation. People want to see that. And that's why you see that there are so many such discussions of great devotees. Uh, even though Prahlad Maharaj is so great, and uh, we've clearly seen that uh, our material situation does not matter, and otherwise Narsinga Dev would not have appeared. And we can see that uh, even though he's living in opulence, he's detached for sure. But still, generally, people would like to hear renounced people speak, because not everyone is in the position of the Lord to understand what's in our hearts, because that's the Lord who can understand somebody is detached and somebody is not. You may be detached living in opulences, or you may be detached living with nothing, or you may be attached being in a house surrounded with opulences, or you may be attached living even as a sannyasi. You see, I mean, we can be attached or detached in any situation, doesn't really matter. And we already know that. Yukta Vairagya. Anasaktasya Vishayan Yatarham Upajunjita Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe Yukta Vairagya Muchade. Our process is not to detach, our process is to attach. And whatever we have to use it in Krishna's service. Whatever way we can dovetail what we have in Krishna's service, that is our teaching for the general masses. But still we know that, I mean, Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, we have heard of their immense amount, vast amounts of wealth that they had. Boatloads of gold in those days. I mean, we could have argued that why not Yukta Vairagya, use that boatload and build temples all over, all around Vrindavan. All they had to do was excavate the lost holy places. And they already had wealth. Why did they give away all that wealth? Might as well have brought everything to Vrindavan and constructed temples. And we see Sanatan Goswami sitting under a tree and taking care of Madan Mohan. And then one merchant comes along saying that my boat is stuck in the river and please help me get it out. And Sanatan Goswami prays to Lord Madan Mohan. The boat, is saved. And he comes with donation and he says, here, take this. What can I do with this money? And he says, build the Madan Mohan temple. Why does Sanatan Goswami have to depend on this merchant? He himself was a billionaire. He could have just, with all that money, he was working for the government. He and his brother, both Sanatan Goswami and Rupa Goswami, billions of rupees. He was probably the richest man after the Nawab himself in India. What was the need for giving up everything? Give up everything and then so much. But still, we see that but they did it. They gave up because the society wants to see examples of renunciation. We know Yukta Vairagya is a principle, but also the world wants to see practical examples of renunciation. Otherwise, people won't believe what we speak. Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami actually gave up billions of dollars of today's valuation. You could say that they had that much money. So, Prahlad Maharaj is coming and he sees this man lying in the dust, lying on the ground, doing nothing. And he inquires from him, saying that Prahlad Maharaj recognizes that he was a great soul. Generally, in that area, those people who are living could not identify who he was. They did not understand which Varna he belonged to. They could not understand or recognize his physical appearances. They could not understand his duty, his profession, nothing. He was just lying down doing nothing. But Prahlad Maharaj could see that he was a great renounced sannyasi. He was an avdut, he was a Brahmin. So Prahlad Maharaj then asks some questions. That how is it that you are a renounced man and still you are so stout? Now that is you can say a paradox. Because generally, Prabhupada also says that brahmacharis and sannyasis should be slim. That is an opulence of a renounced person. Why? Because who becomes fat? Prabhupada used to say. Or in fact, that is a discussion in this chapter. If you read, you already read it actually. is that when a person works hard, then he gets money. When a person gets money, he gets food. When he gets food, he will eat a lot. And when he eats a lot, he becomes fat. So to become fat, you need to work. That is a connection. It's there in this chapter. You can read it. So that means Prahlad Maharaj is saying that you are fat and you do not work. How is that? Because those people who don't work, they are slim. Those who work, they are fat. So either you're working in the night, maybe you are not working in the daytime. At least when people are seeing, you may be working in the night, but that is also not the case. I know it because you are certainly renounced. So generally that is a rule. And Prabhupada said that, you should, sannyasis and brahmacharis should be slim, not gol matol. It's, that kind of thing. So, but here he was one example of a stout, strong Avadhut Brahmin. So here we can understand. And then when he speaks about that why I have given up work. And he's speaking about that the spirit soul, has been wandering in many lives, going through different species, sometimes in heaven, sometimes on earth as a human being. Finally, I have come into this body and I am enjoying the fruits of my karma. But I've realized my own actions are the cause of my repeated birth and death. Life is temporary, and he speaks about the miseries of material nature, material existence, Adi Bhautik, Adi Daivik, Adhyatmik Klesha, birth, old age, disease, and death. And he says that this is only taking place because of our material desires. And I've seen people who are living materialistic lives, people who have wives and children, they're working so hard, but there is not an iota of happiness I'm seeing in their lives. So therefore, I've decided to be renounced. What is the point of accumulating wealth? Because all kinds of happiness is based on this material body. But when your material body itself is unstable, then how can you ever think of getting happiness? You will always live in fear. And then he speaks about how a person who earns money is always afraid. He's always afraid. Afraid of whom? Afraid of the government. Maybe the government will take away his money by taxing him. Afraid of thieves come and steal. Nowadays, all these online frauds are taking place. Is it not? So frightening, actually. When you may get a message saying that your bank is empty, 2 lakh, 10 lakhs, 50 lakhs has been withdrawn from a bank account. Everyone is living in constant fear. Your enemies may take away, may kill you. You see all these wealthy people, they're always surrounded by bodyguards, bouncers. Why? More famous you are, the more rich you are. They don't live peaceful lives. They constantly are under threat. When people know you are rich, then underworld may get in touch with you. Itna paisa bhejo, send 1 crore, 10 crores, 100 crores. So wealthy people are always in fear of the government, of thieves, of enemies. They are afraid of their family members also. Shankaracharya, he says, Artham nartham bhavah nityam nasti tata sukha leshah satyam. Putradapi dhanam bhajam bhiti sarvatraisha vihariti. Shankaracharya, who's again a sannyasi, he's also saying the same thing. He says, Artham. See, Artham, money is known as Artham. Artha. Artha also means meaning. Now, why is money called as artha? Because of the materialistic people who think that money is valuable, money has meaning, it can get you happiness in life, and therefore they put this word artha to money. But Shankaracharya says actually it is not artham, it is anartham. It is unnecessary. It is a source of trouble. Artham anartham bhavaha nityam. Always it has been that, not just today, that people are killing their family members for wealth and property and brothers are fighting for, or it is not just the Mahabharata. It is an eternal principle. In fact, family are together because of money. Money is gone, family is also gone. That also Shankaracharya says. So he says, Artham anartham bhava nityam nasti tata sukha lesha satyam. Money will not give you an iota of happiness. Nasti tatha sukha lesha satyam. Sukha lesha satyam. That is the truth. That is the fact. Putradapi dhana bhajam bhiti. A wealthy man is afraid of his own son, that his son may kill him for his money, for his property. And we see Shah Jahan and Jahangir and I don't know all those. Kansa, you see how he killed his father, imprisoned his father, Ugrasen. Putradapi dhana bhajam bhiti sarvatraisha vihariti. This is the age-old phenomena. It is not a new thing. Wherever there is money, ambition knows no brother, knows no father. Therefore, Shankaracharya also says in one more verse, he says, Vayasi gate kah kama vikara, shushke nire kah kasara, shine vitte kah parivara, jnate tatve kah sansara. Vayasi gate kah kama vikara. When you grow old, what is the use of lusty desires? You can't do anything. It only gives you misery and goes away. Vayasi gate kah kama vikara, shushke nire kah kasara. When water is dried up, what happens to the lake? The lake disappears. When old age comes, but lusty desires disappear. When water dries up, the lake disappears. Shine vitte kah parivara. When money disappears, then the family also disappears, disperses. Jnate tatve kah sansara. And once you know the truth, then sansara or material existence disappears. Again, Shankaracharya, another sannyasi, is saying like this. So here, this Avadut Brahmin is giving all these instructions and he's saying that money brings about fear. Fear of the government, fears of thieves, fear of your enemies, fear of your own family members, fear of sannyasis and beggars who are coming for donation and charity. Why is he coming here? Because when devotees also come, sometimes they're thinking he wants a donation. Why is he coming here? Sometimes devotees are afraid of picking up calls of the temple devotees. थोड़ा donation दे दो ना, थोड़ा book marathon चल रहा है, something like that. So grahasthas are afraid of sannyasis also, renounced people, because they may ask for some donation. And he is afraid of his own self. A wealthy man is afraid of his own self. कहीं मैंने गड़बड़ तो नहीं कर दी? I hope I've deposited the money in the right account. So many transactions one has to do online, you see. How careful you have to be. One wrong button or something, your money is debited, and there's nothing. Nothing happened. And then the anxiety that follows. Where is the peace? Especially when you're dealing with large sums of money. In India, we have heard of this Ambani's, the two brothers. One went to the sky and another went from Karodpati to Rodpati. So, okay, money is gone, you can get it back, no doubt. But then what is the anxiety involved? So Avadut Brahmin says, a rich man is afraid of himself. And he says that I am satisfied in knowledge. I have done my sadhana to get knowledge. Now that I have received knowledge, I am refraining from all materialistic activities. I look at people engaged in materialistic activities in disgust. But I have a friendly relationship with everyone. People have different natures. I do not criticize them. I'm generally favorable to everyone. I'll appreciate a little bit here and there. Generally favorable, but I will not indulge in it because I know it's futile. I'm satisfied. Just in our happiness that is coming, in my happiness which is coming from my Krishna consciousness. We have to understand the happiness is not in wealth, it's not in material things. It's within our consciousness, it is within the holy name, it is in service. It's in Krishna. And he gives the example of a deer who's wandering in the forest searching for water when the well is beside him, but that well is covered with grass and trees. He's not able to locate it. Similarly, we are having the source of unlimited happiness of the Supreme Lord within our own hearts, within our sadhana, by being content and satisfied. But we have overlooked it, looking for pleasures outside. And Avadut Brahman is saying, as long as you are looking for material happiness, you will be deprived of the opportunity to look for that spiritual happiness, which is real and eternal. Material pleasures are not real. I was just reading some article in Japan. In a year, 40,000 people die alone in their homes. Plush houses, all amenities, but 40,000 people are dying alone because they have no one to call. They have no relationship with their family, friends. Even their neighbors don't know who's living inside. And when they die, it's a principle is known as kodo kushi. And there is a special unit that is operating in Japan where people go and they locate because neighbors call when someone dies because they start getting smell. The body, a person dies and his body is just rotting inside the house, and it is not located for about 3, 4, 5 weeks and sometimes months, and then the stench of the decaying, liquefying body reaches the neighbors, and then they call, or maybe they have not paid the electricity bill or the gas bill or something, and then alarm bells ring and people think there's something wrong, and then they break open the doors to find that his body is liquefied, and his fluids has entered into the walls, seeped into the ground, and then the people have to come. They take that charge of removing everything, the dead body, the bones, and the beds, and then they scrape out the mats and everything, and that the liquids has gone even to the concrete, and they have to polish the concrete, take out the stench and the bacteria that are thriving. See the ultimate end of people who have everything, all material amenities, but they have no contact. There's no human. You see, loneliness is one of the greatest problems in a developed country like Japan. And it's no exaggeration. It is, people can purchase families, rent families. You can rent a father, you can rent a mother, you can rent children and live with them for 3 years because people are lonely. So you see, as long as you are aspiring for material things, the process is going to be suffering because it's the nature of this world. If you have built a mountain, you have dug a trench somewhere. If you have to dig a trench, you have made a mountain somewhere. That's the nature of this material world. If you have made money, yes, it is definitely at a cost of great hard work and suffering. Yes, you have the right to enjoy it, but really, is it worth that pursuit? And therefore, as a sannyasi, it is his duty to think about these things. And he says that I am not going to venture on that path. I'm just sitting here peacefully. Ouch, I think I've overshot the time, yeah? So can somebody say that have I overshot the time?
Nope, Prabhuji, you're fine. We have another 10 minutes at least.
Okay. Sorry. I think my kirtan took a little more time. Yeah? That's why. So he's speaking about this principle that when you get something material and you're happy, it's not that material thing which is making you happy. It's your desire which is making you happy. Like, for example, if you get wealth and you're happy, it's not the wealth which has made you happy. It's the fulfillment of your desire to get wealth which has made you happy. What is happiness? Happiness is fulfillment of your desire. So if you see, there are two ways of getting happiness. One is to get what you want. That's happiness. You want wealth, you get wealth, you're happy. But if you don't want wealth and you don't have wealth, that is also happiness. Yes. That's why, what is poverty? If a sannyasi is not known as a poor person. Why? He's known as Maharaj. Why is a sannyasi known as a Maharaj? He's known as a king, even though he has nothing, he has no bank balance. He's moving around from one place to another. Why? Because he doesn't have money and he doesn't have the desire to attain money. And that's why he's Maharaj. So he's saying that because I have no desire, happiness comes from managing your desires, making it from material to spiritual. And because I've cultivated, I prepared myself in such a way by learning from these two gurus of mine. Who's the guru of this? He's saying there are two gurus I've learned from. One is the bee and one is the ajgar, the python. And he has seen the bees, they work very hard to collect honey. And finally, the honey collector comes and he takes away all the hard earned and hard work of the bee and left him with nothing. So he says, similarly, life is like that. We work so hard, we collect a lot of money only to just be like security guards. We ourselves don't enjoy it anymore. Just the mental satisfaction ki भैया हमने पैसा कमाया है, चलो हम अपने बच्चों को दे देंगे. You give it to your children, they'll get spoiled. Because naturally you have to let them live their own life and try to, make it on their own. Naturally, so it's no point actually. So you just keep it, you don't even spend it, because everyone likes to enjoy others' money. Like when we were young, we used to really enjoy when our parents used to spend for us. Like one boy was asked when he went to college, he just went to college, and after the first day his uncle asks him, तो कौन सा बुक अच्छा लगा तुमको कॉलेज में? So he said, बहुत सारे बुक्स हैं, बट मुझे तो सबसे अच्छा मेरे पिताजी का चेक बुक अच्छा लगता है. I like my father's checkbook. That is the real enjoyment. जब तक father की कमाई, as long as we are enjoying on our father's money, it's really happiness. But when you yourself have earned it, no, every time you spend money, you are thinking, oh, I put hard work to, to earn this money. And every time you spend it, it pinches. It pinches. Or say, even if your family members are spending, then you always think, oh, कितना पैसा खर्च हो रहा है. There's a pinprick somewhere, isn't it? That is life. So any which ways, so he's saying it's the desires, and because of my practice, because of my sadhana, and because of my gyan, now I can sit here peacefully because I've learned from this bee. Look at this bee. They've lost everything, and that is the ultimate destination. Everyone is going to lose. The bee loses honey, we lose money. And everyone earns money. Why? Because they say money is sweeter than honey. Where did this saying come from? It came from Bhagavad. Money is sweeter than honey. Yes. I don't know if that saying exists. I've heard it. Money is sweeter than honey. And the python. Python does not move around searching for food. It just sits there on the tree or wherever it is, and some animal comes its way and it gobbles it up and eats it. And if it doesn't get anything to eat, it will fast. It's very patient. It is very patient. So he says, similarly, I survive on what comes my way, and therefore God sends. And I'm not just sleeping here on the ground. I can sleep in a palace. When I get that facility, I will sleep in a palace. When I have nothing, I will sleep on the ground. I will sleep on grass. I will sleep whatever comes my way. Sometimes I will wear clothes, sometimes I will not wear clothes. Sometimes I will wear the dress of a sannyasi. Sometimes, if it is not suitable, I will give up the dress of a sannyasi. But yadrichaya chopapannat. Therefore, it is said yadrichaya means whatever is the will of the Lord, what He sends my way, I will accept. But I will not endeavor on my own. What God sends, I will accept. And that is the training also we get in the ashram. Jo banaya gaya wo khao. We don't have a choice. Arey aaj hum aloo matar khayenge. No one gets to say what you want to eat. When in fact there is a lady living next to our temple. After COVID, when COVID lockdown happened, so she took special permission that we can eat. Can I eat in the temple? She's not a devotee. So can I eat in the temple? So the devotee said, all right. And after that, COVID is gone and everything is gone, but still she's so attached now to eating in the temple that every day morning when she comes to take the breakfast, she sees the menu. In our kitchen, there is a board where it is written what we are going to make for the day, like, lunch and dinner and all. So she'll take breakfast, then she'll go and sit on she'll look at the table, what is being made. And when she does not like what is being made, then she'll make a face and then she'll go. I'm thinking in the mind, you're looking at that board. That's not meant for you, that's meant for the Lord. It's bhoga. And you're coming and enjoying it by saying that, oh, I like this, I will not like this. What is this? Sometimes I tell them, board ko aur kahin lagao. So anyway, yadrichaya chopapa. That means whatever comes your way, whatever the Lord sends, you have to accept. You should not choose. And that's the way you go about the demands of your mind, your senses, and learn patience, cultivate this knowledge, learn to see the futility of material existence, and cultivate this consciousness to be happy in the Lord and whatever He gives us. Chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So this is the sadhana that we should all perform, of regularly chanting, getting the association of devotees, learning from them, serving them, and to please the Lord. That is the goal. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran ki jai. Prahlad Maharaj ki jai. Avadhut Brahman ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Jai Prabhuji. Thank you so much for this class with full of teachings and wonderful examples. And Prabhuji, I have a question. That you mentioned one one sloka from Adi Sankaracharya. Prabhuji, can you please give the reference so that I can go back? I couldn't, the Artham, Anartham, Bhava, Nitham I wrote, but I couldn't write the whole sloka. Or you can.
I don't have anything written here. I'm just speaking to you directly. Whatever is coming to my mind, I'm speaking. So I cannot show it to you right now. But since you have already mentioned it, you have written that part, Artham, Anartham, Google it and you'll get it.
Okay. Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. And you gave the example of the people, the lone people in Japan, but like what the principle you mentioned, Prabhuji, like
The principle of giving up, no matter how much you have to give it up. That's one principle. That, Japan is one of the most industrialized countries in the world. Even before Apple and all these companies, American companies came, they were way ahead in terms of electronics and technology. It's a country where everything works. Everything works. And people are hardworking. Hardworking. One of the most industrious people are the Japanese. They're known for their hard work. They've built their country. I mean, 1924, you see this huge earthquake came, and then again, the World War, and so many times, so many things happened, and they've again and again built their country to make it one of the leading economies in the world. It is the fourth largest economy, beginning with America, second being China, third being, I think, Germany, fourth being Japan, and fifth being India. It's such a small country. It's about 1.2 times the size of Maharashtra. But their country is so powerful. But what is the point you see? I'm just trying to make a point is that people are lonely, and they have lost their connection because it's a social stigma to ask and seek for help from others. The neighbors don't know where you live. They're away from their parents, looking for better prospects, working in urbanized, places. Urbanization, a lack of traditional family social structures, and a pursuit of material success has led them to compromise on these basic principles of life, which actually contribute to our own satisfaction. Suicide is very common. So I'm not saying that material advancement, it can be balanced. Definitely, it can be managed well. That was the point. So what's one thing that you have to leave everything behind, no matter how plush your material facilities are. And at the same time, second point is that it may makes us distracted from the main goal of life. Prabhupada said we don't have to work so hard. It is like, for example, now since we are saying Japan, like, trains, it's banned. You can't speak on a phone in a train in Japan. You know why? Because that's a place where people sleep. They're so tired that they sleep in the trains. Yeah. It's a rule. Unless it's an emergency, you may speak, and also you have to speak softly. But you will never see people speaking on the phone in a train or making noise, because officially everyone is not officially, but you will see many of them just like dozing. They're so tired due to their hard work. Like bees work very hard. You see, they're collecting everything. They're collecting honey, and then it's taken away. Just something to learn from.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the beautiful explanation. Dear devotees, please feel free to raise your hands if you have any questions. In the meantime, Prabhuji, I had that question in my mind too. Okay, I will see later. Valli Mataji, can you please go ahead with your question?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Very wonderful class, Prabhuji. As you said, it is Nityam means this is going on forever, and it is happening in the past and also now also. Mainly after this internet and people started moving out, they start feeling more lonely than ever, even after this electronics and everything came. And Mataji, I just wanted to mention that you are asking Ardham and Artham, that sloka is from Bhajagovindam, Bhajagovindam. So I just wanted to inform you that Govindam Bhaja Modhamate, that is the one of the slokas of Adi Shankaracharya. Very wonderful class, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Prabhuji, I had this question in my mind that why Sri Rupa Sanatan Goswami, they didn't use the money as a Yukta Vairagya, but you nicely explained that they want to show the society a living example, because society wants to see, when you just say, but society wants to see the example to execute the teachings in practical life.
Yeah.
Their devotees' comments, they send the reference. So I don't see any more hand raised. It was so beautiful and pretty, like comprehensible class. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Dear devotees, please offer our humble obeisances to Prabhuji.
निरपेक्ष कृपा सिंधुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
जय प्रभुपाद की
जय
भागवतम
जय
की
भागवतम की
जय
जय।
Thank
His Grace Swami
you.
Prabhuji की जय।
जय
Hare
गौरंग
Krishna.
Nityananda।
नित्यानंद।
Thank you.
हरि
Thank
हरि
you for
बोल।
giving me an
Radhe
opportunity.
Radhe.
कृष्ण
Thank
हरि
you,
बोल
Prabhuji.
प्रभु।